Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships. And you might be wondering, where oh where has Hakaym been? Truth be told, I've been kinda on a hiatus from World of Warships. I really have been. I haven't been playing that much. I been kind of needing a hiatus for a little while. I've been playing a lot of World of Warships. A lot. I mean, I still love the game, don't get me wrong. And this video is going to be covering quite a bit of stuff. But yeah, I've been kind of away for a little while. Videos should not be that big of an issue. I might be getting other replays just to kind of help fill in the gaps. But anyways, we're actually showing off the Tier 8 Premium USN Wichita. And I was very fortunate enough to actually win this with the help of Yudachi, a very good clanmate of mine, who knew that I really wanted this ship more so for its namesake than anything else. But anyway, we're showing off the USN Wichita, which is essentially a Baltimore class, and not a bad ship if played properly. Overall, not a bad ship. I am joined with Bones and the Kid. I believe this was my second battle with her, so still kind of getting a handle on those ballistics, even though they're a little bit better in some sense. The ballistics, but they still have that very lofty USN travel time. So the USN Wichita originally was a stealth radar ship, but they obviously nerfed that for very good reasons. It's Baltimore. It has a very slow reload time. It has a 15.8 kilometer range, fairly good speed. I'm getting up to actually almost 34 knots, which is pretty nice for a USN cruiser. AP is kind of lackluster. You'll see me shoot a few salvos at AP, and yes, I'm going on the eastern side. There's actually a very good reason. But that's actually not the whole point of this video I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about kind of where I've been kind of AWOL, truth be told. But I've also wanted to talk about the new training center that Wargaming is releasing, quotation marks. The fact is, I kind of like the idea, but at the exact same time, it's total bullcrap for those players that don't have the time to go up through the line the first time, and then they are facing off against players who have and spend a lot of time playing this game, which those new ships will have a significant advantage over increased health, increased accuracy, and everything like that. And it's kind of unfair for those players, truth be told, and it's going to be unfair for people in clan wars. I mean, I like the idea of going back kind of up the line. It's very fun to actually go and do that, and eventually I'm going to be doing that too when I move to Japan. I'm going to be basically redoing an account for the Japan server, the Asian server. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say the very least. But I don't. I mean, I kind of understand where they're coming from. I understand why they're doing it. They're wanting basically a little bit of a breather from constantly having to pump out new lines and kind of focus more on quality of life more than anything else. And here is where I kind of have issue with the AP on this ship. Broadside Helena, don't really do much against it, which is really unfortunate. Now, I will have to give props to the guys now, and also the galley that was back here with us. They did a really good job at kind of dealing with these ships. And the firing angle on the rear turret is actually super nice. It's actually very far forward. So fortunately, not really doing much damage against that Helena. But fortunately, he's not really doing much damage against us as well, because he was firing AP. Now, there's a Ismail and a Monarch, and I am in a somewhat squishy ship. Definitely don't want to be really pushing around this corner, but I definitely want to get rid of that Helena, try to help out our friendlies as much as possible. Poor galley is doing his very best. Gneisenau is pushing forward. Torpedoes are being launched. Unfortunately, the galley goes down to the Ismail, which is really, really unfortunate. And things aren't looking the best situation for us right now, but and I will have to say I'm not a big fan of going on the eastern flank, but it was kind of fortunate that we did, because the fact that there is now 2 other battleships and a cruiser over here. So it's kind of a good thing that we actually did this, even though we're not really able to assist with the cap. But at least we can keep out a few ships and finally get a Citadel on that Helena. The AP definitely, even against battleships, struggles, which is not something I really like. I was really hoping to deal more damage. I don't think you really see me firing a lot of AP. I did try a lot of AP previously. Unfortunately, Monarch takes out our Gneisenau, but the Gneisenau did manage to land some torpedoes against that Monarch. And am use my radar to once again try to get rid of that Helena. You can see how stubborn I am trying to get rid of this Helena with the AP. Monarch is pushing around the corner. I am getting ready for the attack. Fortunately, I don't have Hydro, and I haven't actually really tested the AA capabilities, which they are now reworking the AA, which is something kind of needed because, well, it's been kind of lackluster. AA, especially with the new sectors, has been very much lackluster. To say the very least. It doesn't really feel like it's really doing much. So it's definitely been needing to be worked on. And the Helena keeps using the wrong ammo choice in this battle. Did we actually damage? I think we damaged or destroyed one of its turrets. Do switch over to HE. Far better choice. Look at that. Secondaries firing away. Secondaries almost get the kill. Fortunately for our secondaries, he does go down to that fire. Now, obviously, I'm pulling away as quickly as possible because that Ismail is near full health and could very easily deal a significant amount of damage. So, fortunately for us, that Ismail is not being the quickest as far as pushing that direction. So, that is definitely a good thing for us. Now, at the moment, things are still a little sketchy. We're going to try to get around this corner and try to at least help out over at D if at all possible. The enemy team still has the Cleveland, is that Jervis? I'm actually trying to figure out what that is. Scharnhorst and Ismail still left on their team. Actually, it's a Low Yang. I do apologize. It is actually a Low Yang. Fortunately, we do have Hydro radar available momentarily. So, yes, they're changing the AA. They're going to have it, if memory serves me, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong. You'll focus your AA on a certain direction. The initial damage is going to be significantly higher. That's also going to be affected by defensive AA, which is kind of needed, truth be told. And I do pop radar here because I don't really want to be surprised about that Ismail, but at the exact same time, we see a Scharnhorst, which is really fortunate for us. So they are going to change it. Defensive AA is actually going to be a more viable consumable, because as of late, defensive AA kind of sucks. It really, really does suck a lot. Almost don't recommend it anymore. Fairly big hit there. So, yeah, that's currently things happening in World of Warships. I'm also trying to think of probably better ways to kind of relieve of different things. One person suggested having additional crews on your ships that you can grind to improve They would have specific skills that would improve reload rate, as well as just certain abilities. He gave me a huge laundry list of all this different stuff. So high props to Brandon for the suggested proposal. It looks interesting. I've always kind of thought it would be nice to have essentially leaders or commanders of certain areas. So torpedoes, guns, AA, even maneuverability, engine room. I think that would have been interesting. Make just to make the game a little bit more variable, add a spice of variety to this game, because commander skills are, I mean, it's always been kind of like this ever since, you know, the first commander skills were released. They've been fairly stagnant. You go for only a certain skills trees for ships. Battleships always get fire reduction. They always get what am I trying to say? Expert marksman. They always get those very particular skill sets that are very common. So I'm thinking adding additional commanders for different sections will add kind of spice of life and kind of help relieve. And unfortunately, we don't get the kill on that. The Bloodvostic kind of takes that kill from us. All that's left on the enemy team is the Loyang and that poor lonely Ismail, who's been constantly trying to get me. And you can see his frustration here in just a moment, which is absolutely hilarious. I'm not spotted at all, but just with the frustration of not being able to shoot at me has really set this Ismail player off, because look, he just fires, blind fires, doesn't even come close, and is just getting focused down very quickly. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's kind of happening with wargaming with myself. Hopefully I'll be coming back into World of Warships soon. And that's actually a quick look at the Wichita as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great, fantastic day. Zai Jen.